Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Claire and you're most welcome once again. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the reasons. Those are going to be 19 reasons why you always date the men who reject you. So in relationships, there are those women, those girls who are always rejected by their male partners for reasons that are either known to them or unknown to them. So today I'm going to talk about 19 reasons. You may be knowing some of them, you may be unaware of some of the reasons of other reasons as to why the men you date cheat, like reject you. Then after knowing, you're going to evaluate whether you improve or whether you first leave the relationship stuff alone for some time. So point number one is you are not widening your choices enough. Yes, you're not widening your choices enough. Yes, you tend to concentrate on as a small group of men from whom you can choose on your your romantic partner instead of like going out to large groups of people. You don't usually want to socialize and go meet new people and find maybe the other possible partners. You just want to stay like in your comfort zone. Yes, you just want to remain undisturbed. Yes, this causes you to only look to a certain like to a smaller group of men who may reject you like for some reason or who may reject you for no reason. So if what but such a possibility is limited, like the rejection is lowered once you have more options. The more options you have, the higher the chances of getting that right man for you. But if your choices are limited, yes, even the chances of leaving you are also higher. Yes, so make sure your target audience for getting a potential partner is higher so that you increase your chances of getting the type of man you want, the man who will fit in your different needs as like different needs, the needs you want in a man, the needs you want to to complement the relationship. Yes, so point number two. Just thinking man you've gotten, so you're ever in that rejection. You feel like any minute in thinking in such a manner, you've already been rejected. Once you set in that in your mind, it's going to get into your subconscious mind and eventually it's going to show up in the physical world. So you better think wisely. Just if you've been rejected, move on with life. You can find new people, be positive, live like you've gotten a new partner who is making you happy, who is giving you the best of life. Yes, don't live like you're so miserable in rejection. Even if you get a new man, you're just thinking of any possible way like in which he's going to reject you. No, don't ever think of rejection as an option. Just think of acceptance and being loved. Yes, in case you want to lower the chances of being rejected. Yes, so you need to check on that also. Point number three, your attitude toward dating is generally negative. Maybe you've watched some movies, some people in those movies are just is hectic, it's tiresome, like you have to deal with a lot, so you're just in this negative zone, or maybe you've experienced some people close to you in your life, like maybe your parents, your relatives, your friends. Some of them are just so down. They've been disorganized by their toxic relationships, and then you're also in that state of mind. You're just so negative about relationships. So even if You find this new man in your life. You're just there imagining how your relationship is going to end, how he's going to mistreat you, you're going to complain about everything about him, how he's going to complain about everything about you. Everything is just negative about everything you think, like whatever you think in regards to the relationship side is just negative. That increases your chances of getting rejected that because once you think negatively, you're going to act negatively towards your partner and they will sense it that you're negative and no one wants to be near negative people. All of us want to be near uplifting people, we want to be near happy people. Yes, the ones who give us hope to live, hope to survive the next day, hope to be happy. So once you're negative, yes, chances are very high that man will reject you in one way or another, sooner or later, they will reject you. And point number four, you have low self-esteem. So low self-esteem in terms of confidence. You don't think of yourself as this lovable woman. You think your education level is not enough for the man to love you enough. Or sometimes you just don't feel enough. May you may feel inferior about that skin color maybe, or you just feel like low self-esteem in you because of previous troubles, maybe childhood traumas. You've not yet gotten past them, so you're still in that zone, that's low self-esteem zone, and it can easily impact on your relationships. Usually, you're down, you're not open to new possibilities in relationships, and you just feel like you're you're not someone to be loved. You're ever distancing yourself from your partner. You're ever you may be complaining about certain things. You're ever imagining the worst. Ever thinking that maybe some negativity that happened in the past may again happen to you. Yes, such things in a relationship, such low esteem can be sensed by your man and he may easily reject you because of that. Then point number five, you're either too needy or too independent. Too needy in that you're so clingy on your man, like towards your man. You want everything to be done by him, even the small tasks. You want him to do them for you, like while you're just there doing nothing. There is an exception if you're busy. Yes, you can understand. But if you're just there lazy, you don't feel like doing anything. Then you want him to do the rest of the things for you. That's a no. That's a no go area for most men. Men want women nowadays. Men want women who are active. They don't want women who are going to just be burdens to them. They already have their own troubles in life, and they want to be the other trouble they have to deal with. No. So if you're too needy or too independent, yes, even being too independent is not really nice. Yes, you have to give this space. You have to create the space of being the lady and let him be that man. Yes, so you don't have to be too independent in that you go up and fix the bulb. Eh? Those hard tasks. The tasks that require manpower, maybe you go up to the roof to fix the solar panel. Yes, you may feel like doing it, you may be qualified to do it, but sometimes you need to leave that to the man or yes, let him hire people to handle such tasks. Eh? Yes, you don't need to get into the details of heavy work when your man is there. You first talk to him and see whether he will allow you. Like if he'll give you some assistance. If he can't assist you, then you can move ahead with your activities, with your endeavors. Then point number six is that you're settling for the wrong men. Yes, the wrong men may be the ones, the men who are so those who are so like they are so into their mothers. They are still these kinds of guys who are still receiving instructions from their mothers on how to go about life, how to handle you as a wife. Yes, so those ones chances are high that they will easily reject you once their mothers tell them to reject you. Yes, they will reject you like immediately. They need to please their mothers whatsoever. So if you go for such a man, you just know where you fall. Like they won't give you such importance as they give to their mothers. Yes. So you can also expect that. Then you can also fall for the wrong men, the ones who are just criminals. Yes, they are, maybe they are, let's say they are drug addicts, they are thieves, they are murderers, so they are ever on the run. Maybe the police is even looking for them. So chances are high that once he senses that they're looking for him, maybe they're soon tracking him, and you're living with him in a given area, he may leave you, he may abandon you there for good and flee for his life. Yes. So when choosing the men in your life, make sure you research about their every detail. Then also the wrong men you can meet are the ones in relationship, maybe with other people, or the ones who are married. Those ones are already like connected to other people, to other women. Chances are high that they won't really mind like leaving you, abandoning you for the people who are already in their life, the people who they already know. Maybe they just want to use you, they just want to get some maybe fame from you. Let's say if you're famous, they also want to tap into that energy of yours. And sometimes they just want to boost their egos. Yes, so you also have to take note of that and choose wisely. Research about the man you're going to have a relationship with so that yes, you minimize the chances of getting dumped and constantly. Then point number 7, just pursuing men whose sexual preferences you don't know about. Some men are gay, others are okay, they may be transgender, they may not be like if you're a lady and you're straight, you make sure the partner, the man you choose is also straight. Because if you choose someone who is transgender, who is under the LGBTQ community, chances are high that they will go to the people with the same sexual preferences as theirs, the same genders as theirs. So you have to take note of that very seriously. Yes, it may impact you like for a long time, it may take long to recover from that shock as you discover that your partner is not straight and you're straight. Yes. That also leads to men dumping you once they discover that they are not in the bodies that they wish to be. Maybe they want to be women. They discover like suddenly, or yes, you have to research and study their way before getting into any relationship. Sometimes it's uncontrollable. Yes, maybe they can fall in love with you, these men, and then all of a sudden they feel like they're no longer comfortable being men. They want to be women, or they want to be both. Yes, so they want to be transgender. So sometimes there is nothing you can do about it. It's personal to them. Just have to let them go and live their lives as they wish to. Then point number 8, wearing sad faces all the time. Yes, this usually happens to women. Yes, sometimes we tend to wear sad faces that's just to show people in our surroundings that we are not in the mood to socialize, and we just want to be us. We just want stay from everyone. Sometimes you take this in the relationship, you find that you're maybe at home, you're with your man, and then you wear such a face, like all of the time, most of the time. Sometimes they get this vibe that you don't like them, or maybe they've annoyed you over something they don't know. Yes, so they usually like lose patience sometimes and then find other partners who are happier. Like in general, they don't want usually we don't want people who are sad in our lives as human beings. So human sense that you're just wearing that sad face all the time. Yes. Chances of dumping you, chances of rejecting you are higher. Then points number 9, yes, so being desperate about getting into a relationship. Yes, this could be that maybe you've had a line of rejection, like a long line, you're now feeling desperate. Maybe that age is catching up with you. growing older, and then the men are just not interested, or maybe they're not like meeting more. Just maybe you're so busy, so you're desperate about just getting into any relationship. So long as it's a man, you just go into it. Yes, when you're desperate, you tend to do something, some weird thing that the man will notice and then think that maybe you will just abandon, then you just came into his life just to get some security, just to feel that you're also a lady. But then he won't take you like he wants regard you with importance. He won't see you with importance if you act like desperately. Yeah? Just try to show some dignity. Don't be so clingy. Yes, let there be like space between you two. Let him be, and you also need to be like yourself. You don't have to go to the extreme. That's just to show that you're so happy for him, that he's in your life, that he accepted to be with you. No, don't do that. Don't be desperate because you want that man to stay. Will think that there is something you're hiding from him, that you just fail in that personality. That may not be the case. Then point number 10, you can't get over your ex or other men. Yes, this happens especially if you had your first love, then you broke up. Sometimes you may end up thinking so much about the activity, the love you had for each other, how you broke up, then you just even when you're in a new relationship, you ever talking about your ex, you ever like wanting to be like in the past, just living in the past, and you're not in the now, you're not in the present moment. Yes, your partner will notice right away because we humans are the same. Yes, and we have that. Some people have that instinct. Instinct is strong and perfect. Once they notice that you've not yet gotten over other men, you're still fantasizing about the ex who already left you. Yes, chances are high that they will leave you. They'll think that just taking them for granted, you don't want them really in your life. So take good note of that. And point number 11, yes, you have so many male friends in your life. Yes, there are some women, some girls who have male friends because maybe they enjoy sports activities that are usually meant for the guys. So you find that you're going to be spending more time with the men. Maybe when you're watching soccer, you're playing tennis, you spend more time with the men, and you're over like socializing with them, you're just doing everything with them, you're ever talking about them, you ever want to meet them despite the relationship you are in. Yes, so sometimes your man may get jealous that you're meeting potential partners. May think that you may find someone hotter, someone smarter, someone more intelligent than him from your socializing groups. Yes, those groups that are full of other men and not your man. So he may get annoyed, like for only that reason, and they will reject you, even when when you're not like crossing the bar, you're just with these other men for maybe the sports activities only, and then it ends there. So if you love your man dearly, you have to tell him your boundaries with such friends. Yes, tell him that you're not really interested in them and you're only concentrated on him, just to increase like his his faith in you, his confidence in in the relationship and in you. You have them immediately. Don't just leave them hanging in space just to guess what's happening in your life with those other guys in your life. Point number 12, maybe you're nagging, you're negative, and maybe a control freak. You always want things to be done your way. You think you're like some kind of small god. You're ever imagining like this thing is going to happen, do this. this thing may happen, don't do this. Yes, your man, your husband, your boyfriend may easily notice that you're a control freak and they can't really stand being around you. Yes, so they may end up leaving you for other girls who are free with life, free with themselves, free with their partners, and they reject you for because of that. Like being a control freak, being so negative about life, anything it tells you about, any business plan he brings to you, you're just telling him about the bad things you know about such a plan instead of telling him that one good thing you know about such a plan. Or maybe you're just nagging. You don't want him to be with his family. You don't want him to be with certain people in his life. You're just so fed up of being with you. Just that may also leads him to reject you. Then point number 13, maybe you're supporting different political groups. Yes, that can also lead to rejection because like this usually happens during the election time. You find that you're supporting this candidate and then he is also supporting another candidate and you're ever arguing about who is going to win, who has a better manifesto. Yes, who is better, like who is generally better. Yes, you may all be having your views and opinions about your preferences, and that can lead to rejection in a relationship. Some people may take it too far, thinking that you may never like may never come to a point of agreement in political affairs and in a relationship. They may like combine the relationship wrangles with the political side of things and just decide to end it with you. It's maybe out of anger, out of confusion, bitterness. Anything can happen because of the differences in the political parties you support. Then point number that's 14, having different tastes and preferences and failing to accept that. Yes, different tastes. Maybe you may be a person who likes seafood and he really doesn't like the seafood and you aren't ready to compromise. You just want to prepare seafood at home for supper, for dinner, every meal. Even when he doesn't want the smell of food, so you insist on the seafood. You don't at least separate the utensils. You don't cook what he likes. That can also lead to you being cheated on, you being left and rejected in such a relationship. Yes, so for every, yes, we are different human beings. We can never be the same. And for any differences in tastes and preferences in your relationship between you and your partner, you have to compromise. You have to accept each other as you are. You don't start churning people because you want them to be like you want them you feel that they are not perfect. Yes, that's usually brings about righteousness. When you're different and then you want others to be like you, no, that's that can usually likely to disagreements. You can start quarreling over small things, and then think that you're so perfect and the other person yet just different. So you find that you don't want, like before going into any relationship, you first have to ask your partner what they really want. Yes, if you find that you can't stand what they want, then you leave them alone. Don't try to change them, especially if they're happy the way they are. Unless they're unhappy and they're willing to change to what you like, then you can change them, but never change someone who doesn't want to be changed. Someone who is comfortable with life, someone who is happy the way they are, just leave them. Let them be. If you can't stand them, find people who are like you. Yes, you'll match and be happier and reduce the chances of getting rejected all the time. Then point number 15, yes, lack of morals. Lack of morals, maybe despising him. You're really inhuman. Sometimes you just shout at him in public if they hate that. Most men hate being shouted at by their ladies. Maybe you this kind of person you don't really respect privacy, you're ever checking his phone, you're ever wanting to know where he's going. Like there are some limits you need to set when in a relationship. You don't have to just cling onto your mind. Then you want to know everything that's going on in their lives, even when they don't want you to know. Yeah, sometimes people want to keep some stuff in their life private. So you have to respect that. If your man doesn't want to reveal some information to you, first respect that. Respect him for what he's he's decided, and move on with life. Be stressless and live your life. If you're ever so nosy in his life, ever quarreling, you despise him, maybe he's not attained the level of education as you, so you're ever despising his decisions. You just sometimes you even refuse to cook for him because of your despise towards him. Yes, he might reject you because of that. Then sometimes, oh, that's the next point. Next point number 16. He may be experiencing low esteem. Yes, the low esteem does not only apply to women; it also applies to the guys. I mean, so sometimes your man is not really confident in his abilities, like to perform certain tasks, or just not he's not ready to mingle and meet your friends, your family members. Just wants to. He's so attached to his old life, old way of life, doesn't want to adjust. He thinks he's not fit. Maybe you're this kind of person, like who is famous. So you ever meeting new people, you ever talking to new people, and he just can't stand that. He can't stand to be with you, like because of that. He can't express himself before people he doesn't know. So it will be hard for him to cope, like to be in a relationship with someone like you, someone who is famous, whoever meeting new people, whoever in the cameras, yeah. But he doesn't want that kind of life. Maybe he realizes he can't stand that anyone. They decide to reject you because of that. And point number that's 17. Yes, maybe you're too judgmental towards him. Anything he does, you tell him it's either good or bad. You just there to piss him off. Whatever he's like, any decisions he makes in life, like in the relationship, you ever judge him, you ever bring him back the past arguments, past conflicts that you solved, and you ever bringing them back. You're comparing him to other people who failed maybe in business. You're comparing him to your other past relationship, ever judging him based on your previous negative experiences. Sometimes they get tired of all that nonsense and just decide to quit, call it quits, and leave you there. Then the second last point, yes, second last point is that maybe he's threatened by your achievements. So some men just want to be like higher than you in every aspect of life. So maybe this this woman who has completed her PhD, her master's, then he still has his bachelor's. So he may feel inferior. He may feel like he can't match up with you. He can't be with someone who is higher than him, like in terms of academics, or maybe you got this job promotion, like you're now maybe the manager, you've acquired shares, you're now a greater shareholder, then you're leaving him, like you're becoming higher than him in terms of finances. Then maybe he may feel inferior to you and decide to end it with you. Some men can't stand women who are better than them. So they want someone who is below them so that they can easily direct them to do what they want. Yes, they feel that they are controllable. So if you're really achieving higher, yeah, you're getting more money than him, yes, chances may be there that he may reject you because of that. So take good care when choosing your partner. Choose someone who will support your dreams, even the wildest of dreams. Someone who wants to step on your dreams. Yes. Then the 18th point on how and why they reject you is that sometimes they are just jerks. They're just judgmental. They're just so full of ego. They just want to be like everywhere. They just want themselves to be seen. They don't want any other person. They don't want you to get involved in maybe business activities. They may even tell you to stay home, be a housewife, and they're the only ones to bring in the income. The ones maybe they're insecure. They think other men may take you from them, so they end up like wanting to step on you, step on your feet, step on your head. Just want you below them. Just have some issues with them, which are best known to them. Yes, such people, with such men, chances are high that they will reject you, especially if you're not willing to adjust to their demands. Yes, to their demands of putting you in their tiny boxes. If you're really hesitant to comply with them, they may leave you. Yes, and then if you're with such a partner, yes, you have to decide really whether you really want them or not. If you're tired of being stepped on, you just have to move on with life. Life is too short. Okay, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section and hit the notification button and be the first to know whenever I upload a new video. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up once you like the video. And then I'm going to put a link or some good links to some amazing books that you too can own and change your life for the better. Thank you. Ciao.